Don't pay a quarter, don't pay a dime, don't pay a penny, don't waste your time. If half a penny is all he asks, don't give him any. Lay off his tracks, my half a penny is what he'll say. Still a steep price, just walk away.
Good morning, Hit Nation, folks, Fokettes, and everything in between and beyond. My name is Roy, and I am the host of Happenings and these pregame pennies. Miami Heat dropped 5 straight games, and now we play against the Brooklyn Nets. The schedule ahead is not the friendliest. One of three road games in this road stretch. The expectations, of course, are we need to get out of the slump that we are. We're going to talk about the teams. We're going to talk about the injury report. We're going to talk a little bit about what's happening with the game itself. But also, I'm going to provide some of my arguments with Raf as of late when it concerns Khalil Ware in particular, the starting lineup, and how everything is shaping up and what's going to happen. Because that's basically what every Heat fan wants to know. What's going to happen, right? So today, of course, we already got confirmation. Tyler Hero is going to be out due to the toe inflammation. Nothing to do with trades now. I'm pretty certain. Nikola Jovic is out because of the elbow. We saw the fall that he had last game. Pelle Larsson is out because of the hip. We also saw when he took that twisted ankle mainly, then fell. And Terry Rozier is out because he is not yet convicted, but likely something shady there. And we also got, of course, the news that Adam Silver does not think that we're going to come to any solution. And then for some very weird reason said we're thinking and talking to other teams to come to solution, to come to an agreement, to come to a resolution that will be satisfying to all of the parties. And the only solution for us is, of course, to have our pick back at the very least and be able to negotiate right now with this dead salary on our sheets. For the Nets, Cam Thomas is out because of his knee. Haywood Highsmith, the same thing because of his knee. And Agel Liddell out is also for ankle. They also have a couple of rookies that are in the G League. That is not right now the most important right now. But the Brooklyn Nets, they are 29th in points per game, 110.2. 28th in rebounds per game, 40th. They're 17th in assists per game, 40 rebounds per game, 17th in assists per game, 25.7. And then they are 14th in opponent points allowed per game, with 116 approximately. Whereas the Miami Heat, as I already said in the previous video, is still 5th in points per game, but dropping, 120.7. Rebounds per game were 8th. We were lower, higher. Right now, we're kind of there in the middle. I don't know if that's going to change that much. That's not necessarily the one that's dropping, the stat that's dropping. It's more the points per game and pace. 45.4 assists per game. Rebounds per game, assists per game were 5th with 29.1. We dropped from 1st to 2nd to 3rd to 5th. And opponents per game were staying at the same place with 117.7. And so with that, that's definitely something that we can understand. And we also know that we are supposed to be beating this team, but even Normal Powell is questionable. It wasn't listed out, but even Normal Powell was listed questionable yesterday. I don't see any updates here as to his either being out or in, right? And both Tyler Hero, Pelle Larsson, they're considered to be day-to-day situations. We haven't had a healthy Heat team, I think, basically, since the start of the season because we didn't have Tyler Hero, but that was the healthiest form that we were, right? Those first, let's say, 17 through 20 games, more or less. Those were the healthiest. Now, I can't see the exact record right now, but I know that Khalil Ware started 14 times, and he has a winning record where Wiggins is 11-12, and this I know something of the sorts in the games that he started. It's kind of look. The main discussion that I had with Raf was basically, first of all, the Simone Fontecchio blunder, in my opinion, that's a blunder, right? Putting Simone Fontecchio in the starting lineup is a blunder, and I wouldn't be surprised if it's repeated today, although to me it doesn't make any sense. I understand they needed 3-point shooting. I understand that, but Fontecchio is not providing it to you. And I know shooters need to shoot themselves out of the slump, but then, Fontecchio is one of those guys that can produce as a bench player and just hasn't been. And I think that that's where he should be relegated. Of course, without at least Pelle Larsson, turning to Kashad Johnson could be useful. Pelle Larsson and Jovic, right? Turning to Kashad Johnson could be useful. We don't know because, it's not like he had a major contribution. But I think that he does contribute, and he can contribute better. And the more he plays, the better he gets. He's a rookie. He's an undrafted rookie, right? And then we have the situation that we're not playing Kaz, so we have Davion Mitchell, who relies, as Rav said, and I agree, and fast-paced offense to actually create and to actually be able to deliver those assists. Because again, right, assists are only as good as setting up the right person, but the person actually scoring. So those missed layups, missed post ups, those are all things that of course, with the pace decrease, are going to affect Devin Mitchell. I don't know if the what's the right now the rate of assists to turnovers. I believe it's still pretty much way up there in the league, but that could decrease. And Raf says that Davion Mitchell should come off the bench, which I think is a very interesting theory, right? If we have Norm, Hero, Wiggins, Weir, and Bam, I don't know if he meant that because I don't think that he wants necessarily that. Oh, maybe Larson and Bam. Rather. So Wiggins still playing as a power forward. I think that that's more or less what he wants. I myself would still like to see Ware in the starting lineup because I think that he works better as a starter. We talked about that already. That's my philosophy as to certain players. Certain players they have a ceiling. They have their limitations. Khalil Ware came to the Miami Heat with those limitations in mind. People questioning his driving motor. People questioning his motivation. And we see that he has an on and off switch that he turns whenever he wants to turn it on. So we don't know exactly what's happening. But he has been playing very well when he does start. And he has been giving us, for example, the ratings are dramatically different between the month of December, the end of November, which I think it has a -11 to a +3 in the games that he started before that, right? 3.8, something like that. 3 games they started before that. All those stats I'm not putting on the screen as much as I'm putting the stats that I can find on the screen as much as I can, but you look up for yourselves. So again, I am with the philosophy that two big man starting lineup works not because of the big man, but because of the personnel on the team, and because we need a driving force from the bench. And I think that Wiggins, for some reason, has never played very well with Hero. I can't pinpoint exactly what. Specialists are going to tell me. And I haven't seen Wiggins playing very well with Hero. Obviously, he's played well with Norm. So that's one of the things to be investigated because we cannot bench Hero because that's not going to happen. Not because I don't want it or because people don't. I personally don't want it, but regardless of what I want, Spo is not going to bench a past All-Star. He is not doing well in terms of how much he's shooting. The threes, for example, is very low. In that sense, we depend on his ability to do that because he can't do it at a 40+% shooting rating. So I think that we expect more from players like Hero, of course, but at the same time, the solution right now perhaps could be the staggering the minutes between him and normal Powell, just as much as the stagger the minutes between him and Bam. I don't know what the solution is. I don't think anybody knows what the solution is because the team being figured out and with the bench not producing, the one thing you want is, okay, bench, start producing, right? But then if you change that, if you make Wiggins come off the bench, right, and then you have Wiggins, Larson, Jaime Jaquez coming off the bench, I don't know. And then maybe you insert Larson in the starting lineup, as Rav said, and then you make Davion Mitchell come off the bench, which then also reduces Drew Smith's minutes because as much as it hurts me, he's great on defense, but he's very unreliable on offense. We never know what we're going to get with him. But we also don't know exactly what we're going to get with Taylor Larson, other than effort. And effort with Drew Smith is very apparent, is even, is way up there with what Heat culture would expect from him. So, again, of course, not right now, zero expectations. We don't expect to win. We want to win, but we don't expect to win. With so many people out, I would even dare say that we expect to lose. But I don't like saying those things just as an anti-jinx, and I'm actually being serious right now. So I don't know what's going to happen. I honestly don't know. I can see us going on a 7-game losing streak, and I hope I'm wrong. Because I am the optimistic guy, and I know that we are going to play better. But when are we going to play better is the question, and how are we going to play better is another good question. In any case, stay safe, stay dry, stay as happy as possible in this very complicated world of ours, and let's go Heat.